What's up? Creepers and Geekers, Chris the Atari Creep. How's everyone doing today? Let me open up my Coke Zero. Did you see that? I was just chewing on something. Throw it away. It's gross. That's one way to start a fucking live stream. What's going on, everybody? I don't know if anyone's in the chat yet, but that's alright. That's alright. I don't mind going it alone. Alright, that's enough of that. Let me push this a little bit. There we go. Jet Screamer, what's going on, buddy? How the sounds? Let me know. Let me know. Can you hear the guitar? Can you hear my voice? One can never tell about such things. You know what? I'm going to break a fucking rule. I'm going to have something to eat while we're talking. Because I'm a fan of the yogurt. I love yogurt. Dude, when we were in Disney last July, no, when were we? Yeah, it was July, I think. No, a year ago in April vacation. Every morning I had a banana and one of these oinks. It was much bigger there. God damn it, I'm getting shit everywhere. I'm giving people fucking meme material. That's not even cool, man. That's not even cool, man. But yeah, I had one of these and a banana every morning for fucking breakfast. And I love it. I'm a yogurt kind of guy. Jeff Screamer says, I found a Neo Geo AES this weekend. Right on. Dude, congrats. Anything Neo Geo is fun. You know? It's also fucking expensive. That's awesome. Good times, man. That's good times, man. Enjoy. I'm actually thinking about, not that it's anything related, but I moved things around the house to get rid of a few things. If you recall back when I did the what the freebies were, my kit model thing, one of the things that were hiding behind those boxes was Magnavox Odyssey 2. So I just got done watching the video that I made about it, my first time firing it up, and remembering the issues that I encountered. So I actually have that out on the table right now to open up and see if we can't get the controller clean. If not, it looks like I'm going to have to find another player too, because that was acting funky or something. I don't remember exactly. I just know I was playing a racing game and player 2 was on, but the car was just doing this weird spinny thing, and then when I picked up the controller, it barely even controlled it. It was just all fucky. So I chose to put it away, and I had to replace the power button or something. So I'll probably be doing that here in a little bit. I thought about doing it live, and maybe I still will. But I wanted to play guitar. I'm not bringing a guitar into the sunroom because the amp, I just don't want to keep bringing it back and forth, you know. The amp I'm using now is it's a 90s teal stripe PV Bandit 112 Solo Series. Back when they claimed there were 200 watts on the back. Now I think this one claims to be 80 watts. I can't remember, but it's a pretty badass amp that I've enjoyed since, God, 92ish. Maybe even sooner than that. I bought it myself. It was my third amp. My first one was a GG20 by Gorilla. I have a GG10 here. I mistaken that one for the one I originally had. The one I had, I think, was a GG20. And then I got a PV Envoy teal stripe, and then I traded that in for the Bandit here. Such a fantastic amp. It's solid state. And then they came out with a Bandit that was trans tube that actually sounded really good. It was one of those amps that if you were able to just crank it and keep the gain down, it really acted like a valve amp. It was pretty cool. I had the Supreme head that was in that line for a little while until that just wasn't working live for me. So I got a the Ultra 120 with the 3-channel and the PV logo that lit up. Green for clean, orange for crunch, and red for, the in-your-face metal. That was all tube. Great amp. I wish I'd never got rid of it. But I was having a family, so fuck it, whatever. Alan, what's going on, buddy? See, Jet says, I found a Neo Geo, okay. Yeah, I'll be paying for this one for the next 6 months, yeah. Well, if you enjoy it, dude, it's worth it. It really is. Definition of a good deal is, when both parties are happy. Honestly, I could sell you this half-eaten thing of yogurt for $50,000. If you're happy with that deal, then it is what it is. I'd laugh all my way to the bank, but it is what it is. So, you have one what? An Odyssey 2? I had the voice pack too. Right on. Okay, so yeah, we're on the Odyssey 2 there. Deep Purple is going to make a new album with a new guitarist. Interesting, Alan. Thanks for coming in, buddy. I emailed Ben Heck your YouTube video. Oh, did you, man? Thank you. I really appreciate that. I wasn't sure if anyone was going to share it, because I know I said in it, don't overwhelm the guy. But, I mean, how else is he supposed to know it? I mean, you could tag a guy in a video. Doesn't mean he's going to watch it. How many videos do you think he gets tagged in a year, So, I appreciate that, Alan. Thank you. Thank you, my man. I really wish someone would at least guide me. Even if I had to do the work and I had the guidance, the counsel, the consigliere, then, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But, I really do appreciate it. Loosely, what's going on, buddy? Go hit that like button, he says. Thank you, my man. Thank you. So, we're rocking the PV Bandit. It's a solid state amp. A lot of people don't like that, but if you get yourself a humbucker equipped guitar, I remember the guitar I mostly had when I was jamming with this in high school was my 84 Explorer. Actually, I think mine was an 85, but it was black and not white like James Hetfield's, but it was what was available. I paid $300 and change for it. Imagine that, $300 and change. So crazy. Now you can't get them. In the condition I ended up trading it in for, today you can get $8,000 for that guitar now. So fucking nuts how that kind of thing changes. But it's a fantastic amp. I had a Charvel Model 4 with the active Jackson Electronics. It was black, and it was a little special in that, and I don't know if it was the earlier Charvels or if it was the later ones, the Japanese imports. Mine had shark tooth inlays, but without the bound neck. And other Model 4s had the dot inlays. And I had the one with the shark fin. It was black, single. It was a humbucker, 2 single coils kind of situation. Today we're rocking the PV Predator stock, except for, of course, the stickers and the tuners. So you're not really going to get too much fucking out of this, I mean, I could. Let me at least put it in the bridge pickup. But you're not really going to get there with this thing. I do want to replace the pickups from this, though. There's a set called the Psychedelic set from Seymour Duncan that I'd like to put in here and then change out the bridge. I'll be satisfied. This thing is I'm telling you right now, as long as you get the USA-made PV Predators, the ones from the 90s, they weren't necessarily hand-built. They were hand-crafted. Harry Peavy was one of the first people, if not the first, to implement CNC machinery in building guitar parts. And that's how he was able to bang them out and consider it a USA-made guitar. I mean, all the parts that go into it, they were input. Some people swear by the pickups. I think they sound like there's wool on them. I think they're a little too the ceramic. That is what it is, but I would honestly call this a Fender Strat killer. An American Fender Strat killer. In fact, if I had the money, I would buy these all day long just for this right here, the neck. This neck is one of the best I have ever gripped. I've ever gripped my fucking hands on. It's an amazing guitar. Hunter Cleveland, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for popping in, man. Do you like the hack hop country rap music? Hick hop. Okay, never mind. I don't know if I like hick hop. Is that what all that stuff is with that R&B chick dressed up all like a cowgirl? Apparently Kid Rock just turned her down or something to, I don't know. She was wearing all white with the cowboy hat. Oh, who was that? It wasn't Beyonce, was it? I don't know. Is that what you're talking about? Because I have no idea if I like hack or hick hop. Hick hop. I don't have my glasses on, excuse me. All right, yeah. Let me write that down though. Hick hop. Oh man. So many genres, so many places to go, so many of everything now, you know? Seems like depression. No, oh, hold on. Loosely said, oh, desperation. Desperation. I got actually mental health on my mind today, not because I'm actually doing very fucking well this week. Like, very well. I got tagged in a video today for some fucking bald dude. I don't even know who he is, nor do I give a fuck, but I watched this rant this guy came on. He's just, this fat fuck. Something about the convention I mentioned today. For anyone who, saw that video, I may or may not even be there. I wasn't, what's the word, invited to come. I mean, obviously I was invited to show up, but not as the Atari Creep. As a guy who likes this kind of thing. The cat who's running it, I think it's literally just like a vendor room, honestly, and then people chatting about games. I didn't get to go see it last year. It's called Retromania. He's a huge wrestling fan. That cat goes to WrestleMania almost every year. But I think right now it's just like a vendor thing, and and I think one of the local arcade restoration folks come. They bring a bunch of games for you to play. I would assume free play, but you never know. It's a quaint little thing that I would love to see get bigger. I mean, I was there when GameStar 81 started his, and actually the first one was in Mesa, and I missed that one. Actually, I missed them all. Only because I missed the first one, and my brain said, this is how fucked up my head is. I'll admit it, guys. I'll admit I'm fucked. My brain says, well, you didn't go to the first one, so why fucking go to the second one? Like it's a sequel, right? Like I'm not going to understand what's going on because I wasn't there at the first one. But then it got big, and I was just like, you know what? I don't like big crowds. But, yeah, no, so if anyone was thinking about going to that, if you're local or whatever, or you're not local and you want to, do something to me violently, I don't look forward to anything, I guess, grand. I really don't know much about it. I don't know much about it aside from he's looking for vendors right now. He's got a number of people showing up. So I don't know if there are any panels. It'd be cool if there were, I mean, it's going to be a small niche group. Local anyway. He's got a nice group that kind of hangs out with his shop. He's got a retro shop in Salem, Massachusetts called Second Chance Gaming. I think on Facebook he's Second Chance Gaming 14. But either way, he's a really good dude. His name's Jay. I believe he graduated a year or two after me. But I vaguely remember seeing him around. But yeah, so some fucking dude, some bald dude. I'm guessing Florida or California from the fucking palm trees. You could tell he didn't watch the video. Because he's all talking about, what is he going to talk about? What kind of booth is he going to be selling shit at? And I'm just like, what? What? I asked around a little bit. Turns out he might be a sex offender. So if I can find his name, I'm going to try to get him run through the NCIC through a buddy. Not supposed to be able to do that, but I still have friends in medium places. And see if this guy, because if he is an actual sex offender, then I might poke that bear until the bear goes away. I have no respect or give a shit for victimizers. You know, people victimize weaker, smaller, or even like children. I don't know what. I mean, for all I know, the guy may not even be a sex offender, but if he is and I can exploit it, I will absolutely fucking do that. So if anyone can help me out, I'm not gonna say who he is. I'm not gonna say who he is because I want to respect that. Again, because I don't have the information, but I have no problem putting it out there that I don't quite know. But if this is information that is true, I would highly enjoy. So those who know what's going on, well, nothing's going on. I mean, I don't give two fucks about this kid, one way or the other. But he definitely looks like a fucking tweaker. He definitely looks like a fucking tweaker. So that's all there is to it. I was also told that the channel might be fucking reported. Apparently this guy's channel gets reported all the time. And no, it's not Darius Truxton. It's not that fucking boob. If that kid's even still around. It's funny. When I first went into Discord, and I might still do Discord, what it is Discord apparently and OBS didn't get along, so I kind of just stopped. But apparently StreamYard is easy to use, so I have an account with StreamYard. I just don't pay, so I'll have that stupid duck in the corner. Get over it. So I may use that there too, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I forget what I was saying before I mentioned that. The StreamYard thing. But regardless. How's everyone doing today? Let's see what's going on in the chat here. It's country sounding music that has rap style beats. You know, I got no problem with that as an idea. That sounds pretty cool, actually. In fact, I would like that better than pop country. I hate the country from, I would even say late 80s, all the way through the 90s and the early 2000s. It became like pop music with a little twang to it, you know? It's like inbred people singing pop music. Sorry if you're into that kind of shit. I can't get into it. I like the old school stuff. You know, cliche Johnny Cash and that. I like that old, you know, he may be bummed out about whatever, but he's telling a story about the you know, working on the fucking farm and, you know, this dude showed up one day and, you know, whatever the story is. I love that stuff. You know, I grew up in the Northeast, so I don't have a lot of that culture around me at all, actually. Go up to New Hampshire, I guess, and get some. Down to Connecticut. Upstate New York to get some, I guess, what you would call redneck kind of stuff. But I don't watch too many. I mean, I like reaction videos, but there's this one millennial chick. I don't know why. I just don't like. I don't like how she reacts to things. Maybe because she's a different generation and how she says stuff. But I saw that she watched Deliverance the other day. So I absolutely watched that because I knew she was going to have a hard time with it. And when they were playing, you know, the dueling banjos, the guitar guy and the little kid with the banjo, she's like, well, bless my little redheaded heart. This is so fun, or something to that effect. I can't remember what it was. So I commented back with, ha ha ha, put that in quotes and said, I was smiling the whole time you said that, knowing what you were about to go through. So hopefully she'll get back to me on that. I don't know. But let's see. Country hasn't sounded like country for 20, 30 years now. Loosely, absolutely, man. It's usually watered down rock, pop, or some country instruments or southern rock. You know, you get a guitar with a B bender, and you play Slayer with it, but you still bend that B. It has a country twang, you know. Think Ryan Upchurch. I don't know who the fuck that is, Hunter Cleveland. I'm sorry, buddy. I can't think of Ryan Upchurch because I have no idea who they are. Maybe I've heard some of their music, but Jeff Screamer says, I hope not. I like Hank Williams, loosely says. Hank Williams third. I didn't know there was three of them. I knew there was Hank Williams and Hank Williams Jr. I didn't know there was a trifecta of the Hank Williams. That's pretty cool. Lots of Hanks and Williams. It's pretty cool. I saw somewhere that you love Red Letter Media. I fall asleep to them a few times a week. Jet, dude, whenever I take a nap or I can't get to sleep, hopefully that doesn't mean they're boring, I listen to fucking Half in the Bag. Or I'll put on Mr. Plinkett's Star Wars Episode 1 playlist and just let it play all the way through to the... They have that one playlist that plays the whole thing, because at the time you could only do 10-minute videos, so he broke it up. And then there's a 3D version of the whole thing at once, and then a couple of other little... It takes hours to get through. Absolutely, dude. Red Letter Media is my absolute favorite channel of all time. I bumped into... Not Rich Evans. Mike Scalaxo, whatever his name is, at this convention that I'm always talking about in 2004, that was put together by a site that I used to be affiliated with called HorrorSeek and or HorrorFind.com. And it was the famous one where Tim Sullivan, I think that was his name, he did the Necronomicon. He had the Necronomicon from Evil Dead 2 there, and he had the pages laid out. They locked the place down thinking a couple of the pages walked away. He was a really nice guy. I guess he's a dick if you make Necronomicon stuff. But he was really nice to my daughter. He drew her, like, real quick, this really gorgeous unicorn and had her on it. And then, said, hey, Corrine, blah, 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 and all that stuff. Really nice guy. But he thought 2 of the pages were missing, so they locked the place down. The Scottsdale police showed up. The Phoenix police showed up. Of course I'm getting a freaking call. Of course I'm getting a call. They can go away. And it turned out they were just underneath the fucking book. Someone picked it up and he was like, oh, here they are. But I didn't really quite know who he was then. Until that episode 1 review came out. And I'm like, I know that voice. And I found out who they were. Greatest channel of all time. Hands down. And they're very personable. I mean, they don't interact, but I've yet to make a comment that they haven't reacted to. Whoever's running their channel, I would almost assume it's probably Rich Evans. I think Mike is more the producer and not necessarily I guess he's an editor, yeah. But whoever does the social media, I'm pretty sure it's either Jay or Dick the Birthday Boy. I don't know if you know that, but that famous Polaroid, Dick the Birthday Boy, that's Rich Evans from Red Letter Media. They have the Polaroid in their office, but they also found 4 other Polaroids from that birthday party that they will never show to anybody. And nobody's allowed to have a cell phone or anything around it. And it'll be pictures that will never get used as memes. And I think that's awesome. I would hope to go there someday to get to see that. But yeah, I love Red Letter Media. I think Mike and I are soulmates. I'd bromance with him. He's a good dude. He's funny. We pretty much think exactly the same when it comes to movies. Here and there, And, yeah, I fall asleep to them all the time, too. And not because they're boring, but because there's just something about Rich's voice. I don't know. Unless you got Rich going, ATSTs, I'm gonna come. That's a great bit. I think that was the Half in the Bag Rogue One episode. TIE Fighters! A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, but no title crawl. Oh well. Yeah, I have them all memorized. There's actually a 4th Hank. Get the fuck out of here. They need to stop making these Hanks, unless of course they're all talented. And Television Gamer, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for coming by. Nuki! Dude, man, they got so many copies of that. I actually thought about trying to find a copy of that, but what the hell am I going to do with Nuki? Yeah, these pickups are so fucking woolly and brittle at the same time. Yeah, it is what it is. But yes, to answer your question, I do like Red Letter Media. Yeah, Rich Evans, man, that cat's funny. He's a good dude. Jay is cool too, but Jay just seems to be that guy over here. He has the same shticks over and over again. And he's one of those dudes that, like, if he wanted to talk about something and then he gets interrupted later on, somebody, and he'll go, oh yeah, and then try to get the conversation back, and then he'll get interrupted again, and he'll go, oh yeah, like he forgot he was talking about it, but you can see it in his eyes the whole time. I want to get this out. I want to get this out. I want to get this out. I really hope they do a. Are you all right in there?
I'm okay. I snapped over my popcorn.
Oh no, I got one of the girls home. I heard something fall.
It's okay. I'm alive.
She dropped her popcorn. But I really hope they do a review of Late Night with the Devil. My buddy sent that to me, God, about a week or two ago. I can't remember. It was just before it ended up on Shudder. Shh. Don't tell anyone. I will be buying a hard copy of it if it does end up on Blu-ray. What a fantastic movie. I have not enjoyed a horror flick, a new horror flick, this much. And it's not even like scary. It's not. There were no loud jump scares, none of that nonsense. It was just a straightforward suspense ride, I guess. It wasn't even all that suspenseful. It was engaging, it was riveting, it was disturbing at points. The practical effects were incredible. CGI was only used to enhance and or do the very few things that you couldn't do physically. Fucking amazing. If you've not seen Late Night with the Devil, I suggest you seek it out if you have Shudder. If not, I don't know if it's still playing in the theaters or not. Absolutely, that fucking movie is probably in my top 10 horror flicks. Honestly, it is so good. I will champion it all day long. The dude who played the main guy, and I can't remember his name, but he's always like that side character, and he gets to come out of his shell as the main character finally, and he just holds on to you the whole movie. It's what do they call it? Gripping. You see that in the poster. Gripping. That's this movie. Man, Late Night with the Devil. I recommend it fucking crazy highly. But the reason I mention that is I hope Red Letter Media does a review of it. Absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, I'm headed to work. You're always going to work. Yeah, man, have a great shift, man. Be safe. Stevie Nicks, Beauty and the Beast. Oh, man, Stevie Nicks is gorgeous. Even to this day. And her voice is so unique. I dated this girl on and off throughout high school named Joy. This real pretty Italian girl. Her voice was just like Stevie Nicks's. And one of the things that get me when it comes to relationship stuff is if the girl has a great voice. If she has a beautiful voice. I'm not meaning she can sing. There's girls who can sing all day long. But there's a certain quality to, she sounds just like Stevie Nicks. And it's like, I used to work at this place called the Town Line Lounge. It's now called Mix 360. It's where I do those booze and pancake art shows once in a while. And on Thursday, or was it Wednesday nights? It doesn't matter. They had karaoke night, and she came by thinking she was going to hang out with me. And I'm like, I'm fucking working here, girl. It's bouncer, They call it a doorman, but I was never at the fucking door. I'll leave that to the young kids. You check the fucking IDs. I'm not dealing with that. I'll toss people out the window. That's it. Or get free shots. Chicks used to leave us shots all the time up in this area called the Twilight Zone. It was the only area that wasn't regulated by the camera. There was 3 bars. The place was shaped like a big L with a stage and a DJ booth. And once you go all the way in to the right, there was a bar that you had to go up a couple stairs. And in that corner, there was like this little area. I used to catch people getting hand jobs and blow jobs in there all the time. Because there's no camera. And chicks would leave us bouncers shots, especially if we took care of something for them, It's a fun job. It was a cop shop, Guys from the department I worked at, the Suffolk County Sheriff's Department, I believe Malden PD, and the Stadies would hang out there. And if you fucked around, you found out in the back alley. You came to Jesus in that back alley. And a lot of people fucking did. I saw a lot of crazy shit happen back there. I saw a lot of crazy shit happen in the front, too. Oh, the fucking weirdest night, man. There's this one couple, these 2 chicks were fighting over Red Sox versus Yankee, which is a pretty hot debate around here. And I don't remember if it was the Red Sox person or the Yankee person that was a victim. But out in the parking lot, they got hit by a car going full speed. The chick died. I mean, she fucking died right then and there. Brains hanging out and everything. Fucking, twitching around and having a seizure. Crazy place to work at, but it was fun. It was fun, and you got a lot of respect for being there. Really cool stuff. But, yeah. That's where she would karaoke. I told you that whole story just to... Yeah, Joy used to do karaoke there, and I loved her voice. She still is gorgeous, honestly. Her family, her mom, even though she's in her late 60s, early 70s, maybe even mid 70s now, still beautiful. All the women in her line, man. Real beautiful women. Let's see. Howard, what's going on, buddy? Howard Allen is in the house. Oh, no. We got to say it like Rich Evans. Howard Allen in the house. Because me personally, I think Howard's pretty cool. Me personally, in the house. If you guys watch Red Letter Media, you know what I'm doing. Hunter Cleveland says, speaking of, my friend and I watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Star Wars original, and the Star Wars prequel trilogy in 1 week. Wow, I've never watched any of the Lord of the Rings. Not one of them. I have no desire to. I read some of the books growing up. The stories were okay, but they just look too epic. I'm not trying to sit that long to watch anything. Although I will go through an entire season of a fucking show like that. So maybe I just don't like the content. It's a commitment, dude. It's a commitment. There's two versions of the Ridley Scott's Legend theatrical and director's cut. Watch both. They are great. Legion, right? I think he wrote Legion. Let me clean these fucking things. That's goods. I have no idea what you're saying, but that just sounds funny the way it's written. That's goods. Actually, it's not even it's a. In the house. So what's everyone up to today? You want to have anything on their minds? Aside from possible sex offenders harassing me, I noticed on the guy's channel that he tags a lot of people. So he's just a guy who overexerts his drama. Building a Yngwie folder, huh? Are you a Malmsteen fan? I can only handle Yngwie Malmsteen in small doses. I appreciate the neoclassical stuff. I don't know. Some dudes just don't have heart when they play. I don't believe he has heart. He's all ego, It's all ego. Okay. All right, Alan. I got you now. Let me write it down. Have I seen that movie before? I had to have. Hold on. That sounds wicked familiar. God damn it, go away. Ridley Scott's, right? I tell you what, man, that cat. Oh, yeah, I've seen this. Oh, my God, it's been so long. Damn. I remember this. I don't remember being a big fan of it, but again, it's because it's not my bag, Ridley Scott's Legend. Hey, Brady, what's going on, man? Brady, goat 112, 11 teen. No, 12. Sorry. How about them bees, huh? Sorry, I just zone out when I do that. You play a Telecaster? No, it's a Strat. It is. We were talking about this earlier. It's a USA-made PV Predator from 1992. I would pit this against any American-made Fender. Such a well-crafted guitar. And they've actually started going up in price. I think people are starting to figure it out. I think people are starting to figure out the whole PV Predator USA line from the 90s. Because they used to be $75 to $120 all day long. I got this one free on the porch. You know, it was one of those, free guitar. Message me for details. And I messaged them for details and drove to go get it. It was during COVID. They had it wrapped in a trash bag. She goes, I sprayed a whole bunch of Lysol on the inside of the bag and on the outside. And just put it in my fucking trunk and just prayed for the best. Now, PV did make a bunch of different Predators, so make sure the back said handcrafted in the USA. And I think sometimes they put it on the front, too, of the headstock anyway. So make sure it says that. I wouldn't get any of their import stuff. The Raptors, I mean, they're okay guitars, but they're, it's a Squire. It might as well be a Squire. Or I wouldn't even put it with the Yamaha Pacifica, because I think that's a better crafted guitar. I put that guitar up there with Ibanez. Ibanez really does it. Really does it. So, Howard says, I think Rudolph Schenker and George Lynch made me want to play guitar. Oh, and Carlos. Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah, Carlos. Tangerine Dreams score is better. Tangerine Dreams. Do I know that one? The theatrical version has Tangerine Dreams score. Oh, okay. Okay, I need to read in order, not go up and backwards. Brady Ghost has got to beat them Leafs tonight. Yeah, it's kind of crucial. Aren't we tied up now? I haven't really been watching. The missus has been, and pretty cool. Pretty cool. Be nice to have another Stanley Cup. But I'm going to do something here. Hold on. Get a little less bottom here. Get some mids. Ooh, that's still too dark. There we go. I just softened up the gain a little bit. Man, I love this PV. Man. The amp. I like the guitar too, but I don't know. Hey, what's going on? Doing any band stuff these days? Amused. Is it basically a play on amused? Are you amused? I can barely see with these glasses. I gotta get new ones, man. Amused one. Doing any band stuff these days? Not really. I have to have friends to do that. Actually, I do have one friend. I have his bass here. I need to refinishing. He keeps asking me to come out and jam, so I will eventually, absolutely. I'm still not liking that. I would go into the clean channel, but I gotta open it up and clean all the pots. This amp tends to just sit around and then collects dust. But Amused says, yes, amused. Okay. I'm a knucklehead sometimes. Thanks for popping in. I really appreciate it. Let's see. What is that? Is that a fucking deer? What is that little teeny animal, Rudolph? Thanks for coming by, man. Everyone, I just call him Rudolph. Maybe that's what that is. Maybe that's Rudolph down there. But what's going on, Hernandez? What's going on? Hey, I got a tiny break. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with me during your break, man. The other thing with this guitar is the pots too. Like, I have it almost on 0, and it still plays. Now it's on 0, and it comes in and out. So I try to deox it, but I bet you this thing sat around in a basement for a long time. So when I get new pickups for it, I'm definitely going to get a new wiring harness kit for it. But, all right, let's see what we got here. Alan says, do you listen to Steve Martin music? It's bluegrass. I don't specifically listen to him. Like, I don't seek it out when I'm listening to music. But yeah, dude, he's an amazing musician. Just his banjo playing is just incredible. He used to break it out every now and again on Saturday Night Live, I believe. Where did I used to see him play it? He would do it when he would be on a talk show too. Instead of doing like a comedy routine, he would come out and just belt it out, man. I love banjos. Again, I'm not from that area. I wouldn't know shit about bluegrass or Appalachian music or any of that crap. And when I say crap, I mean things, stuff. I don't mean it as a quality. But Steve Martin, what a great musician. What a talented individual. All right, so let's see. Hernandez says, I'm going to say deer, a hand pointing to it, cat amuse. Pussy amuse. Yeah, cat amuse. Kitten amuse. Meow amuse. Is it a Malinois? A Belgian Malinois? I don't know, buddy. I'm not picking on you. I'm just being a fucking weirdo today. I didn't get into Yngwie until I was a sophomore. I like the levels of the dexterity in compositions. He was very different to what I was listening to at the time. Absolutely, he was very different. When I would almost say he's the one who started neoclassical, or at least popularized it. And if you could tell me of someone who was before him doing it, by all means, please correct me. But when I think neoclassical, I think of him in that white Strat with the scalloped fretboard and that fucking piss poor attitude and no soul, you know. But and I don't mean to pick on him if you're into him. I really don't. I see these people acting like douchebags, and it just kills it for me. It just kills it for me. I can't deal with that. Somebody had mentioned Lynch earlier, right? Hold on. No, that's Metal Church. I haven't played that in forever. Wrong guitar to play it. Of course, I got rid of the game. It does something like this. Something like that. Yeah, George Lynch is cool. I dig him. I'm gonna say some very unpopular opinions about him, though. I think his tone sucks. I fucking absolutely hate the sound of Mr. Scary. I don't know what it is about it. It almost sounds like he's playing with a ripped speaker all the time. But his Seymour Duncan pickup, the Screaming Demon, ooh boy, does that shit melt my face. Great stuff. Great stuff. Let me go back here. Speaking of deer, there's a new movie coming out called Bambi's Revenge. Trailer is already on YouTube. I'm good with that. Do you remember there was a short? Actually, it was before any of this internet shit. It was a video called Godzilla versus Bambi or Bambi versus Godzilla. I don't want to ruin it, but is it like a follow-up to that? Because if that's the case, then what an obscure reference, first and foremost. But secondly, that's fucking amazing. I will totally watch that. Abuse says, my first guitar was a PV T27. Wood grain with the PV Audition 20 amp. Those Audition amps are underrated. I dug the little Auditions, man. They had this mid-range kind of I can't describe it. Just like this, I don't want to call it a chunk, but it feels like that when you're playing, like a chunk. I don't know, but yeah, man, the PV Audition was a pretty cool. The T27s weren't bad either. That was that big body with the toaster style pickups, right? That giant very heavy. I think they were made of either oak or ash. Probably ash. Steve Martin has so much talent, Howard says. Absolutely. Rosa Moose. Are you talking about a cow now? Are we going from deer to cats to cows? I'm just messing with you, Hernandez. I'm not bright enough to understand pictograms. I'm sorry, bud. Oh, Yngwie, such an ass, but a great guitarist. Hey, you know what? Don't forget that he doesn't like fucking donuts, alright? No, I don't eat no fucking donuts. Oh, man, I wish I was famous in the guitar world so I could fucking offer that guy donuts every time we... But, yeah. Dream Warriors, absolutely, that's what that was. I haven't played that in years, so please forgive my my butchering thereof. Hernandez says, peace. If you're taking off, buddy, thanks for popping in, man. I really appreciate that. Spider Rico! What's going on, buddy? What's going on? Thanks for coming in. I do tooth and nail with one of my current gigs. Right on. Are you in a band that's traveling or anything? Plug your shit down below. I don't know if you can put links on my chat. I really don't know what the settings are. But yeah. Let me know if you got band information to put in the chat or even down in the comments. By all means, it'll last longer there. I'd check you out. And if you've already told me once before, I apologize. I have memory issues. So. Love Dawkins and Lynch Mob. Dude, I liked Lynch Mob a little more than Dawkins. But yeah, no, Dawkins was okay. I didn't hear about them until Dream Warriors. And I actually, I accidentally got an Alice Cooper cassette. Thinking I was getting, or it was through a buddy of mine, and MTV didn't play that song too often. I just heard it once, and we didn't have the internet. I didn't know better. So I asked my brother Tom, who was much older than I was and really into music, I said, what's the band that does Nightmare on Elm Street, that song from the third one? And all he could think of was Jason Lives and Alice Cooper Constrictor, which was the album that he, the man behind the mask. So I just bought that album anyway, even though he said it, and I knew it wasn't the right one. But I finally got the single of Dream Warriors. Remember Singles? They had Dream Warriors on one side and two songs on the other, I believe. But they were live. And then I got Back for the Attack, which had Dream Warriors on it. And I wasn't too impressed with most of the other stuff that was on it. But George Lynch, just something about the way he would be so jerky. Really, really good stuff. And I never got into the tapping thing, but it is what it is. Oh, man. Alex, what's up, my friend? What's up? Dude, seriously, if you want to pick up that guitar we were talking about, I got that bridge right over there, man. I got that bridge right over there that some dickhead will probably try to get $100 for. I'll just toss it to you if you grab it. That's a pretty rad guitar. It's nothing amazing, but what fucking mojo and charm, I watched a couple of videos on them. They're all right. Typical, Japanese guitar of the 60s and 70s, Tesco and all that stuff. Alan says, Bambi. Too much coke. How what Alan was talking about, I'm sure with George Lynch and all that. Bambi. The Reckoning, the cuddly deer, is out for revenge on the hunt. Who kills his mother? Oh, okay. The creators of Winnie Pooh Blood Honey. I haven't seen that yet. I hope it's good. Let me know if you like it. It's not called Bambi's Revenge. It's actually called Bambi the Reckoning. Okay, cool. I'll check that out. The second Lynch Mob album was fantastic. The first one was great too, but the second one, yeah. I think a few of my buddies who were really into the hair stuff. You got to understand, I was a thrash metal guy, and we used to beat up the hair guys. Mainly because they would take our girlfriends. And they would look better than our girlfriends. Looking guys, man. Chick spandex and hair out the hair and makeup. I couldn't get down with that. Posers, we used to call them. Or we call them glam bands. Gay LA music. At least that's what the little magazines used to call it. I couldn't get into them, but I opened up. I opened up my close to the later high school stuff. Do you know Random Rick reviews? I don't think I do, Hunter. I don't. Let me write that down. Are they cool? Or are they another channel that likes to talk shit? Random Rick. 3 R's. I wonder what that means. If there were F's, I would say it's satanic, but... my first guitar was a First Act ME 636. I only got it for others to play. I like my bass. Alex, yeah. Is that the one that I had over here, that black one? Somebody was selling one with this silver racing stripe thing going on. It looked really cool. I almost tagged you in it. Be like, dude, companion piece, bro. Under Lock and Key was fantastic. Actually, that was a pretty decent album. They had a couple of really, really good jammers. Wicked Waltz, the current Queensryche drummer, played the drums on it. Oh, right on. Not a fan of Queensryche. Obviously, Empire was a decent album. Operation Mindcrime was whatever it was. And I just recently saw them like a year ago with Judas Priest. And it didn't seem the same without the original singer. And so I understand that wasn't the original, but you know what I mean. I don't know. Again, I wasn't into the hairstyle metal back then. And I was very close-minded. Glad he survived the coke binges. Yeah, if you're talking about George Lynch, he more than survived. That dude's fucking ripped. He's almost as big as I am. Look at this shit. Ladies, calm down, and gentlemen, calm down. I'm taking. By the way, I got a bone nut and a hip shot tuner since it was last on your channel. Right on. I think you told me that, though, didn't you? You finally got tuners there. Hey, how is the glary Fender cross-pollinated guitar doing? I meant to ask you that the other day. Amuse says, I like thrash and hair. I wish I wasn't so close-minded as a young teen, all the girls I dated loved Poison and Tesla and Warrant and all that. And, one girl was really into LA Guns. I don't know. I didn't like party rock. And that's what I considered it, And of course, I didn't like dudes, with the hair and the makeup and all that crap. They fucking flourish now, but I just couldn't get into it. Rock and roll was so hard, and then this glam music showed up, and it was like, where's the rebellion of rock and roll? Yeah, they're banging chicks left and right, but there's nothing rebellious about that. That's how you catch AIDS. Oh, Cadaver Ken, what's going on? The glam guys were very flammable. They were very flammable. So weren't all the chicks I dated back then. Let's see. Loudness was one of my favorite bands. I couldn't believe how badass they were. I don't know if I've ever heard of Loudness. In fact, I can tell you right now, I have no idea who you're talking about, Howard. I'm sorry, buddy. Jeff throws up the horns. What's going on, buddy? What's going on? I agree. Todd is great, but no Geoff. I could never say that guy's name right. I agree with you there. Bruce. Howard says, I think the glam thing was pressure from management. I know Queensryche went through that. Queensryche, if I remember correctly, in the early days, were more like an Iron Maiden sounding band, weren't they? They kind of sound like that early British wave of new heavy metal or whatever it was. That was, man, the first time I heard Tigers of Pantang and Diamond Head, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm getting this now. And that's actually how I got into thrash metal. I got into Maiden and all those bands first. And then I think somebody said, oh, that's Metallica. And I'm like, no, it's a band called Diamond Head. And they're like, oh. So then I looked into this little band called Metallica. No. I mean, no, that part's correct. The reason I played that is because I was going to say, then I got introduced to them live when they opened up for Alice Cooper in '86. But that was Megadeth. That was fucking Megadeth. Man, I got immersed in all that like real fast, right around between 85 and 86. No, I had already seen Metallica. I'm sorry. I saw Metallica open up for Ozzy. And if I remember correctly, it was before Cliff died. I'm pretty sure it was before Cliff died. And I didn't pay attention to them. Megadeth opened my eyes, though I'd be more of a early Metallica fan now than I am anything Megadeth. I do. Dave Mustaine is competently better on the instrument, but we'll get into who's better. I think they're great for their own thing. There would be no thrash metal without Dave Mustaine, period. Anyway, or Exodus. But yeah. Metal from Japan. That's okay, Creep. Yeah, metal from Japan is fucking badass. You want to talk about a bunch of technical players? Absolutely. They glammed a bit on Rage for Order. Okay. You know, I mean, the glam thing is okay. It's really about the taste, you know. They were ahead of their time. Warning was phenomenal. I remember Warning. I don't know much about their music, but yeah, I remember Warning very well. But on the back of the Rage for Order, which was great, they were all pretentious glam, but the music in the early days was borderline thrash. That's awesome. You know what I really liked? I loved when like hardcore bands and punk bands kind of swayed into the thrash, you know? DRI? Fuck yeah. Jeff says, Queensryche was my first live concert with Metallica in 1989. Montreal Forum. That's awesome. What a great show. That was during the Empire album, wasn't it? Or were they still supporting Operation Mindcrime? Let me know. I think I saw around that same time when Metallica was doing Justice, but the Cult was opening up for them. I had 6th row center, and I stole the $40 from my mom's purse to get the ticket. They were literally on their way out the door to go on a vacation, and I knew my mom would have cash. I was a bad kid, and my mom and I didn't get along, okay? So I'm like, you know what? I know she'll have a few bucks in there, and I took out the $40, paid my buddy Oleg for the tickets. He's dead now, God rest his soul. Another victim to the heroin. But yeah, Cliff passed away in '86. It was September of '86. The 26th or the 27th, I can't remember. I do remember when I heard about it. Poofed out glam. I tried to write. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I was Iron Maiden tribute band for a few years. Oh, were you really? That's cool. Was there a specific era amused of Iron Maiden that you guys stuck to, or did you just play across the board? I remember when I was in high school and Fear of the Dark came out, I almost didn't buy it because like that kind of thing was over now. The whole grunge thing was kicking in. But I got it anyway. What a phenomenal album for one of the later ones, you know? Pretty cool. Yeah, so Spider Rico says Cliff passed away 38 years ago. I love some Maiden. I'm more of a fan of Paul Di'Anno. I can never say those names. Stuff these days. Right on. Yeah, I love Maiden, man. Nah, the Triple R is cool. He's a petty Christian guy. Did you write petty or pretty? Pretty. He's a Christian guy. We'll just say that. Does random pickups for dollar. Oh, you're talking about the channel. The channel. Okay, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Ollie's, Ross, and stuff like that. Right on, man. Yeah, I'll definitely. That's random Rick reviews, right? Oh yeah, you put Triple R there. I never said I was smart, guys. I never fucking said I was smart. All right. Venom, yeah, Venom was so good. What was that one song by them I like? Don't Burn the Witch or whatever. Let them brew their stew. Wait a minute, or was that Possessed? Don't Burn the Witch. That was Venom, right? That wasn't Possessed. Let me know. Hunter says also, does the occasional random playthrough of the games. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely check them out. I used to do a lot of random reviews, literally. I would call it that, of Dollar Tree toys and stuff over on my vlog channel. And there's a couple of Dollar Tree GoBot videos on my channel, too. Now that we were talking about me liking GoBots more than Transformers, you know. He also does the occasional. Okay, we already talked about that. Early Halloween was outstanding. Are you talking about Halloween? Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1. Fucking amazing album. Didn't like anything else from them, though. They were leaning a little too glam for me. But like their song Halloween on the Halloween Keeper of the Seven Keys. What a fucking phenomenal song. I Want Out. What a great song. I Want Out. Out. Yep. Confirmed. Halloween. To live my life and to be free. And he was all like, oh, I don't remember how to play it. Whatever. It's been years. That was a panty dropper. My roommate is a Catholic school. Loved Iron Maiden. Right on. Right on. Alan says, speaking of Iron Maiden, there's an Iron Maiden free-to-play mobile game for iOS, Apple, and Android called Iron Maiden Legacy of the Beast. That's awesome. I don't really do many games, but maybe I'll check it out. I don't know. Assault for Speed Metal. Fuck yeah. Nuclear Assault. Yes! Under the oil spill. Some toxic waste was placed. The planet dies. Oh, man. Weren't some of those guys ex-Anthrax guys? Or maybe it was just a bassist. I can't remember. But they were a New York group. They were always here in Boston, hanging out with a local band called Wargasm. Wargasm. And the dude, the guitarist named Rick, him and I used to, like in bars, we would chat and hang out and stuff. I don't think he would know me from Adam. But their third album never came out. And they did this one last show at this place called the Venus de Milo here in town. It was also called Rick's Bar or Matt's Bar or something like that. Bill's Bar, the Venus de Milo. And they just gave them out to whoever showed up. And it was awesome. Bullets and Blades and stuff like that. Mike, I fucking love that. But Nuclear Assault used to come and hang out with those cats all the time. I never really got to meet any of them. But there was just this real tall, skinny dude with like Howard Stern hair. And I believe he was the bassist. And I want to say he was originally in Anthrax in their early days, but I could be wrong. You are correct, Creep. Correct, Creep. Possessed are awesome. Okay, cool. Halloween Pink Bubble goes ape. What the hell were they thinking? I have no idea what you're talking about, my friend. And from the way you're saying it, Howard, I'm glad I fucking don't. Cadaver Cannon says Celtic Frost was one of my favorites. They started off very thrashy, didn't they? Also, didn't they sound like, a lot like Maiden in the early days? But yeah, that singer had a very interesting look, I'll tell you that. Yeah, Celtic Frost was awesome. I'd love to bring both the guitars to you for another review. I put a lot of work into them. But I like your honesty. I need you to tear them apart. When I reviewed the Black First Act, I didn't really tear it apart. It just fought me, dude. It wasn't ready to be reviewed. And I wish I don't know why I didn't string it back up. The string had popped that day, if I remember correctly, when I went to do the review. There was just something about it. It was almost like Christine. It didn't like me. So it didn't, and I believe I called the video that this guitar didn't want me to review it or something like that. Or maybe I said that in the video. It's a cool guitar. I fucking love the shape and how small it is. And it felt pretty good in the hands. Yeah, absolutely, man. Bring it back. I'll give it a redemption video. Absolutely. And we're talking about my Creepy Crawl channel. I keep my guitar stuff over there for the most part. SOD, yeah! Hold on. I don't remember how to play that. Speak English or Die. What a fucking album. AIDS, the anally inflicted death sentence. I shouldn't say that. It's horrible, but I know a couple of people who passed away of the disease. Through the prison system and everything. But they were something else, man. That was a whole different time. What a band to get into if you're about to get into a rumble. I'm telling you, I can't tell you how many times me and my buddies listen to that, maybe, Creator, just before, throwing down with another group of cats from Malden or whatever. Fuck yeah. Sometimes we'd have the car still playing it loud. Hunter Cleveland says, what I'm saying is, it'll be pretty cool if you all two collaborate. Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Let me go back and see what you were talking about. My apologies. My apologies, buddy. He does the occasional random play. Oh, you're talking about the Triple R guy, Random Rick Reviews. Absolutely. I mean, if you wanna hip the dude to come my way, absolutely. I haven't done a lot of. Spider Rico says sod as in grass. No, what was their first name? There was Soldiers of Destruction and then Stormtroopers of Death. Which one were they? Oh no, is my lady on the choo-choo already? Which means I'll have to go. Oh, okay, no, someone will be calling me to schedule. Might get my mouth work done. So some of you fucks can stop using the obvious stuff to make fun of me. Fat. Which I'm not all that fat anymore. I still have a belly, but I'm actually starting to get my muscle mass back. I'm not working out or anything, but every now and again, like with one of these, I've been very conscious lately about my health. Zero sugar? Don't buy these. It's like $4.50 for this bag of like 10 of them. What a waste of fucking money. But I am a huge Reese's fan, especially the Pieces. Oh man, Reese's Pieces is the flavor of my childhood. But then again, I'm a huge E.T. fan. But yeah, Hunter, I would love to collaborate. I'm actually thinking about doing a talk show thing called the Creep Show. Not Creep, put an S at the end of the word Creep. Creeps. I don't have front teeth, so I can't make S sounds. Where I talk to somebody, People have asked me in the past, and somebody else gave me that. And if you're in here, I can't remember who gave it to me. But someone said, hey, you should have like a show called The Creep Show. And, chat with people and stuff. And I would love to bring cats in like that, and just talk. Just talk, whatever, shop. No agenda. Maybe I'll have some basic questions. Tell me about your channel so everyone else knows who the fuck you are and that kind of thing. But the rest of it would just be just riffing. Whatever comes to mind. If we want to talk about the neighbor's ass, that's fine. Let's talk about your neighbor's ass. We want to talk about games, toys. That'd be awesome. So, and you don't have to have a gaming channel if you just want to come on and hang out. As long as you get into a StreamYard or whatever it's called. But, Oh, it says what I'm saying is, alright, we got to that. Megatheron. I don't know much about what you're talking about there, buddy. I apologize. SOD is Stormtroopers of Death. That's right. That was because they did change the name once Ian left, right? You should listen to, how do you say that? Sabaton? Sabaton? I don't know if it has like a weird, but I will most certainly give it a shot if I remember. Spider Rico says, I was just kidding about SOD. Oh, no, it's fine. I don't care. Richie Skell says, creeping in. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for popping in, pal. How you doing? Jeff, Annihilator, Alice in Hell album. Dude, Word Salad is such a great song. Word Salad. I love Annihilator. I didn't really buy their albums and stuff. It was one of those things where I would just listen. I had Alice in Hell. I fell in love with that album. And there was a red Flying V that he used to play that, I don't know if it was a Gibson or not. Oh, no, I'm actually thinking of Michael, what's his name, from Merciful Fate. There was a red guitar in the Shadows album, which came out in 93 or something like that. which is a great album. It didn't do very well. I liked it better than Time, and everyone loves Time. But he had a red, and it turns out it was a company called Vantage. I could never figure out what it was, but it was a red flying V. It had a humbucker and a single coil, and that was it. And it just looked rad. I've always wanted to duplicate that. So I always have my eye out for a Vantage guitar, a V, with the pickguard. Has to look like the Gibson 70s flying V. But yeah. But I do know the dude from Merciful Fate. I want to say his name was Michael Denmar or Denar or Demer or something like that. I don't know. I just fucking love The Oath. What a great album. And some of their later ones. I didn't get into some of the earlier ones. But like The Oath, Time, In the Shadows, maybe one or two. I was more of a King Diamond solo album fan than I was a Merciful Fate. But Alice in Hell was an album to listen loudly. Dude, it was technical. It was crushing. I mean, that dude's still out there doing it. That's a Canadian band, too, if I remember correctly. They were a Canadian band. Amazing stuff. They came out of fucking nowhere. Celtic Frost put out... Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know the Celtic Frost. Again, that was one of those things I'd listen to at my buddy's place. They were more into some of those things, but... Word salad, no ballad. Yeah. Michael Denner, that's what it is, or Howard Shank. I'm pretty sure it was Michael Denner. Let me look that up. I'm pretty sure it's not what the fuck, Hank? Was that his name? Not Howard, Hank. There we go. Yeah, Denner. It was Denner's guitar. If you have In the Shadows, in the jewel case, the booklet, there's a picture of him with a red, and it had this weird swoopy letter. Turns out it was the V from Vantage. It took me about 20 years, actually almost 30 now. I graduated high school 30 fucking years ago next month. Well, in June, not May, I know. We're pretty much in fucking May. Don't call it the Creep Show. Some company that owns... Well, no, I was going to put an S at the end. The Creeps Show. You know what I mean? As in the Atari Creeps Show. And maybe I'll just put the words Creeps Show and then put Atari Creep in little letters on the top. But, yeah, no, I won't call it directly Creep Show. Specifically for the movie reasons, but... Richie Skull says, Alan, think he wanted to call it the Creeps Show. Okay, yeah. Thank you, my friend. Jeff Waters played with a flying V. Right on. Let's see. 9 was a great MF album, too. Really, 9. Let me look at the 9 by Merciful Fate.
According to Wikipedia,
No.
9 is the 7th studio album by Danish heavy metal band Merciful Fate. 9?
Yeah, no, that sounds cool. I'll definitely check that one out. It must have been a later one. I have no idea. How it says, he had a BC Rich Stealth in that picture. The In the Shadows album, if I recollect. Let me see if I can find that. I'm going to have to get going here soon. My missus is going to be calling me from the choo-choo saying, I'm on the train at North Station. Come meet me at Oak Grove. Let's see. Merciful Fate In the Shadows album cover. No, I should do liner notebook. But there's a very specific picture in that. Yeah, here we go. Oh, maybe it wasn't him. You're right, maybe it wasn't. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that. Thanks for pointing that out. I didn't even know the guy's name. Because I know Denner was still with the band at that point. Wasn't it Denner? It was still with the band at that point. But either way, maybe it's a different album. In the Shadows had the yellow border and had a lady looking at a fucking tree. I'll pull it back up so you can see. This is if you can see it, but this was in the shadows. But I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't think I have a copy of it here. Everything's fucking digital now. I know what you mean though, Creep. Yeah, right on. Maybe it was a different album. I'm pretty sure it was that one. I'm pretty damn sure it was In the Shadows. Because I played the hell out of it. My girlfriend at the time, my son's mom, my first child's mom, I had a kid in high school my senior year. He was actually at my graduation. How cool is that? I mean, I guess it's not cool, but I mean, since he was around, why not, right? But it was right around that time when I was with her, and I used to play all that. She used to get so fucking mad. So mad. Hank Sherman was playing a Red Strat, I think. Okay. It's fucking bothering me now. It's bothering me. I'll just say album book. I don't know what the fuck you call that thing. What do you call that thing that's inside the jewel case? Liner notes? I'll find it. I'll eventually find it, and I'll be able to figure it out. But I know what the guitar is now, and that's the important part. I don't give a fuck who was playing it. But Into the Unknown, that's another one that I used to listen to a lot of. A lot of the later ones, you know. Time was really good. Time had a lot of really good songs. The Bell Witch. That's actually where I heard about the Bell Witch for the first time. 13 Invitations, great song. What a great story, you know. 13 people want to live forever. Plays cards with the devil. Of course, they all lose because the devil had the King of Diamonds. You know, whatever. Oh, inlay photos. Yeah, it could be called that too. But I'm talking about the actual booklet. The booklet. I guess that's what you should call it, the booklet. But I'll look it up later. All right, guys. You know what? What a great chat today. This was so great. Thank you, everyone who popped in, whether you're here or not. Still, if you come back after the fact, yeah, it's that simple. So if I ever find out if this guy, like legit, the one we were talking about earlier, is legit a sex offender and he wants to run his fucking mouth, I have no problem exploiting that. I really don't. So if I can find out who he is, I'm definitely going to have it looked into. I'll at the very least run him through the NCIC through a buddy of mine. But someone had told me he was a sex offender who can't see his kids or something like that, and that's sad. That's fucking sad. Those fucking poor kids. If any of this is true, but I can find out who the fuck he was. I really want to exploit that. And if that's not the case, then I don't care who he is from Adam. So guys, thank you. Thank you again for hanging out today. What a great chat. This was awesome. A lot of great interaction, and the conversation itself was awesome. So good. I had a lot of fun today. So I hope you are all doing fucking well. We will be playing around with my Odyssey 2 here, whether I do it on camera, or I do it live, or I just do it to fix it, because I really do want to delve into the library. And if anyone has a couple of games for the system that's extra, even if the labels are off, and you want to donate a couple of them, I'm not asking for an onslaught, but like one or two of them, because I only have the packing game and a pachinko. So if there's or give me a list of games that you think I absolutely have to have. Pickaxe Pete and Casey Munchkin in its sequel, already on my radar. But if there are other games for the system that you feel I definitely need to have, leave it in the comments. I'm not fishing for interaction, but it's the best way for you to tell me. So, but Jeff, yes, fun musical memories, absolutely, guys. I hope you have a great evening. Until we see each other again, take care. Creep it real, and bye bye. What system, Alex says? The Magnavox Odyssey 2. If you remember, we did a video on it and it didn't work very well, so I want to crack it open and fix it now. So, yeah, there you go, guys. Be good to each other, if anything. And that's it. I already said goodbye, so we'll see.